What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Marc Cornelius, and I'm coming to you with Performance Tips Part 2. A lot of people was blessed off of Part 1, got a lot of positive feedback. So I figured, why not go ahead and give you Part 2. I pray that any artist that's just getting started, or even artists who's been doing this for a while, could glean from it, take some tips, chew the meat, spit out the bone, use what you can use from some of the things that I'm sharing. On Part 1, we talked about presentation, how you present yourself to a crowd, because being an independent artist, we're 70% new to the audience that we're rapping in front of. You might have those 30% of the times when you rap into your listening base and the support is wonderful, but 70% of the times you're being booked and brought places where a lot of the people who don't know your music, or you're performing at festivals and stuff like that, and you're always constantly introducing yourself. So remember, no matter how long you've been doing this, as an independent artist, keep in mind that you are a new artist. You know what I mean? So present yourself as such. I don't care if you've been doing it, 10 years, such as myself. I'm a new artist. Every time I get in front of people, I'm never going to assume that that crowd knows who I am. I'm never. What I'm going to touch on today is just clarity. Clarity in your performance. When you get up there, we talked about keep crowd participation on Part 1, keeping the crowd engaged in it, and eye contact and letting them feel the energy and all that. But when I talk about clarity, I'm talking about simply being clear in your communication when you actually rapping on the microphone. I know you're excited and everything else, but not to be so excited that your words become distorted and the people don't hear what you're saying. Because then again, you're just up there on the island all by yourself and everybody's looking at you kind of like, if not like a fool, like wishing that they could actually say, "We can't hear you." And sometimes you might get somebody just yell out, "We can't hear you, hear what you're saying." You never know. So it's not always the sound system why people can't hear what you're saying. A lot of times as artists, especially artists who not been doing, unexperienced artists who haven't been doing too many shows, the adrenaline gets flowing, and maybe the Holy Spirit is moving. They just get up there and they just all in the midst of the performance, and you're not thinking that we're rappers, we're artists who bring messages in our music. We bring in a life-changing message in our music, bringing the gospel in our music. How can our music be effective if it is not heard? I understand they could get the CD to hear it more clear, but when you're in front of people, that's your first presentation. That's your first, what's the word for it? Your first impression, and it might be your last impression. Ain't nobody guaranteeing they're going to buy your album. So make sure they can hear the lyrics, hear the message in your music, and even think about that. Like, I think about people being able to hear what I'm saying even when I create my music. That's, of course, one of my gifts. Making sure the message is in the music and making sure it's clear. That's why a lot of times you get young people who love my music, but a lot of times you'll hear older people. I know a lot of times I hear older people coming to me saying, "Man, my mom is 80, my mom is 65, 70 years old. She loves your music." It's simply because I take it. I know I'm a rapper and I could be super creative with the lyrics and super, electrifying, but I'm like, I want to take that electricity and make it in bite-sized chunks that people could grab. You know what I mean? When I was out in the world and I was just rapping to be rapping to be cool, and rapping for competition, it was more being so electrifying that you can't be forgotten. But now I'm about being electrifying but so effective that the message won't be forgotten. You know what I'm saying? So that's the difference. That's very, very, very important. So make sure your songs are hot. You can be creative and have your swag and everything, man, but make sure your words are being heard. Make sure people hear what you're saying. You know what I mean? You might affect their life. You might touch somebody that day. And that's it for Part 2. That's what we're going to touch on today. Clarity. I'm going to leave you with that to chew on. If you've been blessed by this, please give me some feedback. There's some other things coming along in the future behind some of these things that I've been doing as far as with the tips and doing different things for different artists. I want to do more to help other people out. You know what I mean? Keep me in prayer. Flawed is available now on iTunes, Amazon. It's creating great momentum. People are really being blessed by the album. If you ain't got yours, you should be ashamed of yourself, right? You should really be ashamed. Right now, www.marccornelius.org, and get your album, man. Get it off of iTunes, Amazon, your choice, secured websites. Or if you want the physical copy, you can order that on the website also. Check out the new videos. We're going real hard with more videos to come. Your boy Marc Cornelius. This is Performance Tips, Volume 2. Get ready for Part 3. Chew on that. Peace.